Hey, what's up YouTube? How you guys doing? Today I'm making this video to try to help you guys fix your remote if it just stopped working or if you got it wet. Most of the time when customers bring me the remotes, they're like, hey, my remote stopped working. I don't know what's wrong with it. And I open it up, okay? And I always look at it, and sometimes the remotes are covered with soda, coffee, and you can just tell it's all wet and ugly. And then I show them, I'm like, look, this is why your remote's not working. It's all covered in gunk. I don't know what is that, soda, beer, whatever. Oh yeah, I accidentally dropped it in my beer or whatever. So like at least 65% of the time I end up fixing the remotes. Now what I do is I get a rubbing alcohol. The more percent, the more better. 70, 80% rubbing alcohol. And what I do is I make sure I take the battery out. So if your remote has a battery in here, take it out, okay? You don't want to fry it. And then what I do is I get a cotton ball or a Q-tip, and I kind of dip it in alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and then I clean it, I swab it. Whatever looks dirty and rusty, I'll swab it. These buttons right here, I'll swab these too because sometimes they get stuck. And you can really hear the clicking noise. So I'll put alcohol on these until they get unstuck and you can hear the clicking. Swab that out with rubbing alcohol. Like I said, the more percent is higher, the more better, because the rubbing alcohol evaporates, okay? So most of the time you can actually see the damage. If it's wet or whatever, you can see it looks rusty or green, or it's all white. So I clean this up really good with rubbing alcohol. Make sure the battery's out so I don't fry anything. And then I also clean the buttons in the back where the buttons are placed, because sometimes these things are really dirty. And sometimes that's the cause too. So I clean the little plastic piece where the buttons are at. Like these right here. There's always like black stuff coming off if it's really dirty. So I clean that really good with rubbing alcohol. All these buttons. I let it dry for like 10 minutes. Air it, dry it really good, really good, really good. And then I put everything back. Also make sure that these little things right here, is up and it's making contact, okay, with this right here, because this makes contact 2 times, okay? So this would be the negative side and this would be the positive side. So always make sure that those sides are touching. Sometimes it doesn't work because these things are too down and it's not making contact. So make sure that your battery is making contact too, okay? To test my remotes, I actually have this right here, and this reads the frequency. So this really helps out. This really helps me out because I can test out the frequency on these remotes right here. So this actually reads the remote. So I go ahead and check this first before I open it, because sometimes they say, oh, my battery is ruined, or my battery died, and it's the remote, it's all dirty and gunky. So first I test it to see if all the buttons are working, and sometimes there'll be a button that doesn't work. So I'll be like, look, your left button doesn't work, or your right button doesn't work, right after I cleaned it up or everything. Now if it's the battery, I have a way of testing the battery too. So I have this this battery tester right here. I just put the battery in here. Let me bear with me, guys. And I measure it, okay? So anything above 3 volts is good, okay? Anything 3 volts and under would be a low battery. And this chart in the back tells me right here, okay? So if their battery is good, okay? If their battery is all the way full and it's still not working, you're not getting no beep on this signal, odds are that the remote's already busted and they need a new one if you cleaned it up and everything. So that's just some tips showing you guys how I fix and clean my remotes and stuff. I have my tools, I use rubbing alcohol and I'll just clean it up really good. Clean up all these buttons, like I said, if they're stuck or green and they're not clicking, put some rubbing alcohol in there and let it dry for 15. Remember to take the battery out. Like I said, you don't want to fry anything on there. And I'll clean all this up. I'll like soak it with rubbing alcohol. And most of the time, like I said, it works like a charm. But if it doesn't, you need to buy a new remote and get it programmed. Most of the time you can get your remotes programmed manually, and you can go on YouTube and figure out, but newer models you're gonna need a programmer to program the remotes and stuff. So thank you guys for watching this video. Help you guys out. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that like button.